Look, even if you just set up your profile yesterday, you should be able to pull like 1,000 views on a short pretty easily. If you're a brand new channel or TikTok page or something that's hitting that mark pretty consistently right out the gate, then you're doing something right. Just keep going. But if you're stuck at like 150, 200 views, 50 views, 1 like on each post, maybe not even, then it's very likely that you are completely whiffing the first 3 seconds of the video. All right. It don't matter if it's a 10-minute tutorial or if it's a 30-second skit for TikTok. Those first 3 to 5 seconds are the most important, and you guys have heard that time and time again. But then you go ahead, you post a video, and the first 3 seconds sucks. And I do it all the time too. You know, we can't be mindful of it all the time, because sometimes you just want to clip a particular moment, or you want, you know, a particular thing to be heard or shown. But really, every single thing we upload should be designed with those first 3 to 5 seconds in mind. I think the number is something like 70% of viewers are going to leave the video and swipe away if they're not hooked within those first 3 seconds. And that's why today's video is about 5 crucial tips that are gonna help you guys hook viewers within the first 3 to 5 seconds. It doesn't matter if it's long form, short form, whatever niche that you're making videos for, this is gonna apply to you. So the first tip I have for you guys, and probably the most important one and the most malleable one. Oh yeah, big word for you guys there, malleable. You want to drop bold statements, okay? And this means that you either just want to kind of say something that's like a hot take right out the gate. You want to say something that maybe people will disagree with, maybe will be a little bit jarring or harsh to people, you know what I mean? Say something that's a little harsh. That's kind of like the Andrew Tate approach, right?
You're so rich, but you're smart and you're actually very intelligent, and I know you'd get really bored of like a robot. And I'm sitting there thinking, bitch, I wish to God you were a robot. You better shut the fuck up. We talk about star signs? Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Tell me more about Sagittarius rising.
You say something that's a little harsh, a little aggressive, a little disagreeable, but it gets people stirred up, it gets the conversation going, right? Maybe you don't have to take it to that extreme, obviously, but whatever you're talking about, that's a little tactic that you can sort of implement. Is kind of stir the pot a little bit, drop a bold statement, and you can also kind of not necessarily have to be so divisive with your statements. Instead, kind of look online for what are other people using for their first statement, right? This is kind of known as like viral hooks. You'll see like hashtag viral hooks. There's people who kind of share different viral hooks and stuff like that, or you just go to different viral videos of people that are doing like a talking head style thing like this, and it's all like a script kind of word-based video. You can see what's the first sentence that they say, because the first sentence that they say, the first words that come out of their mouth in a TikTok video, that was likely predetermined. That was likely very methodical. Why they chose that to be the first particular sentence. Why did they write this first in their script, or why did they clip the longer video starting at this particular time? You know, it's very important to be methodical about what that first statement's going to be. So research viral hooks. You can look into them on Instagram, TikTok, Google, YouTube. Just look up different viral hooks that you can kind of steal and start using. And if you have kind of a list of them arranged, you can literally kind of use that to guide the videos that you're going to make. You see this big list in front of you, and now, you know, all these different ideas start to pop into your head based on which hook that you're trying to use. So, you know, that's kind of the audio side of things. Drop bold statements, be opinionated sometimes, and use those viral hooks. Now, tip number 2 is to use visual, stimulation, visual pop. If you can do something right out the gate that visually is going to either stimulate with different colors or some type of explosion or some kind of crazy visual graphic that's being shown that's really explosive, that's a great way to hook people. Or if you can just kind of be doing something, if you're recording a person, a human being, and they're just doing something that's like, what the hell are they doing? Or it kind of catches people off guard. Or, you know, think of the YouTube channel, right? How to Basic. Okay, I'm taking things way back here. So if you're 25-ish, around that age, 30, then you probably know what I'm talking about. How to Basic. This guy was on YouTube like back in the very, very beginning days of YouTube, and he used to make these videos where he would like, you know, how to make a Thanksgiving turkey, right? But really, it's just like a POV camera, and he's just like taking a turkey and just like stuffing it with a bunch of like disgusting shit. And it's just like really just like, it's meant to make you laugh and be funny, but it's just, you know, looking back, it's pretty disgusting what this guy's doing.
Place down a pot, fill with boiling water, add soup base of your choice, Mix. Dried red chilies, place on lid, bring to boil. Now, carefully add the ingredients of your choice. For an authentic experience, use the following: knot noodle, mushroom, soybean sheet, enoki mushroom, cauliflower, bok choy, zucchini, sweet potato, broccoli, Napa cabbage, sliced pork belly, beef oil, You've added too much stuff. We're going to need a bigger pot. Add water, soup base, bring to boil. Dried chili, submerge yourself in the broth. Now tuck in and enjoy.
But now, you know, everyone's doing like that all over TikTok and everything. But this guy, he's the OG, How To Basic. Check it out. I'm sure the videos are still out there. Now, the reason he was one of the first people to like millions of subscribers is because his videos were so jarring. And, you know, back then, retention in the first 5 seconds or whatever didn't really matter as much. But he was still kind of using that philosophy just at a more kind of expanded scale, sample size, right? So he's making sure that, you know, if he's putting out like a 10-minute video back then, he was thinking, all right, within the first couple of minutes, I'm going to start doing something pretty wild so people understand pretty quickly before they lose interest that this isn't just a regular tutorial, right? So now we're taking that to a more extreme because of how people's attention span has changed. And now everything is just scroll, 30-second videos, 1-minute videos. So you got to hook within those first 3 seconds. So take that How To Basic approach and exaggerate it to the extreme. Do something completely jarring, completely crazy, completely just, whoa, what the stuff a turkey with a bunch of cotton or something, okay? And people are just gonna be like, what the hell is happening? Yeah, that was a bit of a weird, outlandish example I kind of wandered off into there, but I think you guys get the point. I think so. Hope so. Tip number 3, ask a question. If your first sentence, your first statement is a question, people are going to kind of be thinking. You get the gears grinding right away. And now they want to see, like, what else are you going to elaborate into? Are you going to kind of touch on the same points that they're kind of thinking about? And it just kind of opens the door for a conversation within the viewer's head.
Ever, like, come to the realization that everything in life comes to an end anyways, and nothing really matters. In 246 years, no one's going to remember me, no one's going to remember you, no one's going to remember your pet dog, no one's going to remember your grandpa. Unless you, like, invent something or become the president, then maybe you'll get remembered in 246 years, but then even if you think about it, like, even presidents 200 years ago, nobody even talks about them.
It sparks curiosity. It's just a good way to kind of get people thinking and keep people watching. Ask a question right out the gate and then kind of use the rest of the video to kind of veer off into the different possibilities, the different possible answers to that question. Have the audience select which one they think is the real answer, which one do they agree with, and they can comment below. And that's a call to action now that can also be at the end of the video. So taking these different approaches kind of sets you up to have that really proper structure to your video where you have a good hook, a good middle where you're filling in the details and getting people's gears kind of grinding. And then you have a call to action at the end where they can leave their opinion, leave their remarks. That's how you keep people watching. Tip number 4, bring high energy. Okay, I try to do this sometimes, but usually I'm kind of a chill guy. I like to be a little mellow. But hey, I can get up there, okay? I know how to ramp up. So obviously all your favorite, you know, streamers and Twitch guys, they're masters at this. This is what they do for a living. Kai Cenat, Speed, all these guys, they are energy guys. They bring the hype, they bring the energy, they get people excited over things that are just really kind of regular. You know what I mean? If you do these things in your regular life and you don't kind of exaggerate all the hype, you're like, oh, okay. When I watched them do it, it looked like this freaking exciting movie scene or whatever, and now I'm here with my friends doing it or whatever, and it's just like, all right, you know. But you have to bring that energy, and you'll have a guy that's, you know, getting different donations on the screen. Sometimes you're swiping through TikToks and you see these different guys streaming on TikTok, and they'll just be getting like donations flying in. They'll be like, oh my god, 300,000. Those guys go crazy, bro. They go crazy. And people just like, you can't stop watching because it's like, bro, why is this guy so hype right now over just comments coming in? Like, it's crazy, but that's how these people succeed, man. And you don't have to really take it to that extreme, and you don't have to sit there all day and just watch comments fly in and just like get hype over it. But whatever it is you're doing, you know, just bring that energy, bring that excitement, bring that personality to it, and do it right away. You know, do it right away, right in the hook sentence of your video, and that's gonna keep people around. And tip number 5, the final tip I have for you guys today, is to tease the payoff, foreshadow what's gonna happen, foreshadow the joke, the punchline, the payoff, the thing that people are excited to see at the end of the video. Give them a little sneak peek of it. Maybe you start the video with your little kind of teaser, and then you quickly, within like 3 seconds, you cut to a black screen and text says like, you know, 3 months ago, and you go back in time or whatever, and then the rest of the video leads up to that crazy beginning that people saw. And you do that at a really small kind of miniature scale where all this is happening within just a couple of seconds. It takes a bit of planning, it takes a bit of thinking, it takes a bit of strategy to kind of take that approach and really pull it off like in a really good way. But if you do, and you can think ahead like that and really be like, okay, what is the payoff of this video going to be? What are people really here for? What's the value? Let me give them a little taste of that right away, and then we'll spend the rest of the video building up to, you know, the full explanation. It doesn't have to be like a movie scene that you're doing this with. It can be a talking explainer kind of video like this. It can be a skit. It can be anything, but the same philosophy you just have to take to whatever you're doing. I think those are 5 pretty killer tips. You can take them to any industry, any field, any topic, any video that you're making, long or short. Apply these. Make sure your hooks are good, because that's probably the most important thing that you need to worry about. Your video doesn't need to be perfectly edited. You don't need crazy visual effects and sound effects and all this crazy stuff. All you need to do is just be super interesting, super engaging, and super entertaining within just the first, 3 to 5 seconds. That's the most important thing. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to collab or work with me as an editor, work with one of the editors on my team for your channel, for your TikToks, whatever it is, shoot me a message down below. Go to projectdweb3.com and make sure you watch another video, because that helps me out a lot. All right, peace.